Very impressive, the Ruotolo brothers.
I agree with that. On a technical level, in order to differentiate yourself and be a champion, you need to be good at everything, good everywhere, and have 1 to 2 things you can do better than everybody else. So the Ruotolos are good at everything. They have a unique ability to manage pacing better than anybody, better than almost anybody. So that's one thing. They have a very unique ability to hit Dark Strangles from anywhere. They are Dark Strangle masters, more or less. They have very good darces, and they can finish people with them from any position, top, bottom, doesn't matter. And they have an incredible ability to put side-to-side flanking passing pressure, where they're never engaged inside the guard. Every time you see them approach a guard, they always touch the legs and they walk to an angle. They walk to north-south. So the whole time you're in a full crunch trying to pull your knees into your chest, and they have really long arms. So they have hands on your legs, and you're trying to make contact with your legs. You can't make contact. So they have incredible ability to put massive amounts of passing pressure on you. If you try to stand up or overextend yourself from bottom position and get up, your hand comes out, and then you get strangled with the darce, which they're exceptionally good at. And then when they see you starting to break from the passing pressure, then they pick the pace up. So they have 3 things which they do better than almost anybody else, and that's why they're so successful. Everyone has holes in their games, and if you exploit those holes, you can beat them. You've seen Craig exploited some of their holes in their game, and Craig managed to beat them. But they do everything well, and they have 3 things which they do better than almost anybody else. So on a technical level, that's why they're so impressive, is because they have something that differentiates them, and they're very dangerous. So you have to respect them from every position.
Which brother tapped Gary?
Ty
Ruotolo.
Were you surprised by that?
I was very surprised, because we did a whole camp based around Dark Strangles, and Gary tried to put a hand in. First of all, Gary, he turned towards him and actually gave Ty the arm. All he had to do was put his back on the floor. So I'm watching it. I'm like, what's happening right now? And then he turned towards him, and Ty locked the darce, and I was like, ooh, that looks tight. And then before he can get any of his escapes going, like, the cage was in the way, and then it just got too tight, and he had a tap. And I was like, wow, like, that was not what I expected at all.
Gary puts himself in danger.
Yes.
Like, he is a risk-taking motherfucker. That dude just flies at you.
When I watch Gary matches, I'm 100 times more nervous watching Gary matches than I am competing myself. I watch it, and I'm like, oh, why did he just let himself get flattened out in half guard? I'm like, why did he just let his back get taken? I'm like, just go out there and fucking, like, try to kill these people. Like, don't just mess around. The one time the two best performances Gary's had was the 155 EBI, where he went out guns blazing and just submitted everybody easily, and then his match against Paul Harris, I think, where he went out because he, like, really respected Paul Harris, and he was like, I don't want to get my leg broken. So
also, Paul Harris at the time was on all the steroids.
Yeah, he was like literally
so big.
He's the most feared athlete I've ever seen in ADCC. I'll never forget one of his opponents in 2011 goes up to him before they're about to face each other. Hey man, if you catch my leg, please don't break it. And there was, I'm not going to name names, there was famous athletes who were just terrified of this guy.
Because he hangs on.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't let go when you tap.
Did you ever see that video with him and David Avillan?
Yeah, yeah. That was so dumb, because they should have never allowed them to restart with a locked heel hook where you can go ready, set, go.
Those are in the rules.
That's so dumb. That's so dumb, because in scrambles, everyone knows this. When you're in the middle of a scramble, like, you're still moving. Like, if someone's trying to secure it, you're still defending. But if you let a guy say ready, set, go, and all he has to do is just crank on it.
I agree 100,000%. One of the most controversial. Oh man.
Yeah, this is it. This is the match. So they let him start from here.
A bad break in the heel knee bar.